handing over to Salome. Salome, can we know who you are?
Salome. My name is Salome Otis. I'm from Nigeria. I live in Belgium. I'm a mother of beautiful 4 children. I'm a digital plant owner. Thank you so much for this program. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Salome. Thank you. God bless you. The last but not the least is Tochi.
You are mute. Unmute yourself, please.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you're watching from. My name is Stella Maris Tuchku Ndika. I'm originally from Nigeria, based in Germany. I'm a mom of 3 amazing children. I'm a wife. I'm also an online digital business owner. Ibo mama no ndewo.
Thank you so much. And my very good self, for those who don't know me, I am Ifeoma Ifeanyi, a mom of 3 and a wife. I live in the United States with my family. I am also a proud digital business owner. I know some people have been seeing my face and some are new to my face. If you are watching us right now, please, I indulge you to make a comment, tell us your name and where you are watching from, and we are going to give you a big thank you for joining us. If you are going to be watching the replay, if you're not chance to watch now, please do the same. Let's know who you are and where you're watching from so that we can acknowledge you. So without any more waste of time, I'm going straight to introducing our special guest today. Our guest today, like I said earlier, is called Vera. Vera is from Edo State, Nigeria. That's why I said she is our sister, our Niger sister. Vera lives in Ireland with her husband and 6 wonderful children. She is also a digital business owner and a student in psychology. And like I said, Vera is on fire in this business. And today I have brought her so she can share her story with us. I'm sure a lot of you outside will resonate with her story. And if that is you, if you resonate with Vera's story, know you are not alone. And that if she can do this business, you also can do it. So I'm bringing Vera on stage to introduce herself and tell us her story. Vera.
Thank you so much, Sister Ifeoma, for that beautiful, introduction. In fact, I feel like this paparazzi is actually getting, overwhelming me actually. But you know what, guys? I'm just an ordinary person like you. Okay, there is nothing special about me. There is no superpower that I have. All right. This is just to encourage you. This is to motivate you so that you won't think that, oh gosh, she probably has something else, in her. So maybe something special in her that's, makes her to, succeed in this business or makes her to succeed at whatever she's doing. So I'm just like you. All right. So like Sister Ifeoma has, introduced me earlier on. Of course, you heard my name. My name is Vera, and I am from Edo State, Nigeria. So I live here in Ireland. Actually, it is this is my month, the month that I came into Ireland, so 14 years ago. And I had all my children here in quick succession, thank God. And yes, so, but the thing is, the children did not just come in one day, right? Neither did my business, neither did my work, right, that I had. So everything actually started from a little step. So this is to, motivate anyone out there, all right, that, okay, you might think that, oh God, it's too late for me, or I'm too young, or I'm too early. Just nothing at all. Just know that all you have to do is to, to make that move, right? Okay. So when I joined my husband here in Ireland 14 years ago, that dream that we normally have before we leave home, right? We have this very big dream to say, okay, once I go there, there's a special tree, planted in the back of the yard of the house, okay, where we can actually pluck the currency of the country. So, or sometimes I also dream that I would be, sleeping whole day in a very big bed, like those a queen size bed, and then my money would just be coming in. But I tell you, to be very honest, I think I probably had more opportunities in Nigeria than I would have here, because this place was actually a place where it is already established to an extent. So you can't change it. Like it's been like this for decades, for so many years, hundreds and thousands of years. All right, their system is already there. But here, back home in Nigeria, you can actually just wake up tomorrow and get something doing. And if you are good at it, yes, you're there. Nobody can stop you. So when I of course when I did computer science back home, and then when I came here, of course I didn't work with what I studied in Nigeria. You know yourself, you can actually graduate to be anything, but then you end up doing business or doing side hustles to make ends meet. So that was my life. So I was this hustling girl. So when I came in, things were not as I actually envisaged. One of my disappointment was the kind of house I met my husband in. All right, so I was looking for this. Our mansion back home in Nigeria, the white and the tiles and the marbles and everything everywhere. It was not the same. This study was living in a shared. I wouldn't say that was a fair 4-bedroom house, with a single kitchen and no backyard, nothing. We had to move from there to somewhere else. But I was always wanting. Looking back now, I was saying I was always, making attempt to want more, right? In a good way now, right? Not being greedy, not being, I was just ambitious. Let me just say that. So the first thing I came was to change my husband's situation. Listen, Oga, this house doesn't suit us, right? And there's no way I can actually have my children here. So we had to move from there to a proper house of our own. Because in my own head, I usually calculate, further, in the sense that the amount we're actually paying there with minimal facilities, we can actually use it to get a whole house and decide to rent maybe 1 bedroom out to people, right? And then we still come out to the same amount. But my husband doesn't see it that way. So somehow we are a little bit different. So this was where the skepticism came in from, even when I showed this business to him, right? So to say I had all the challenges, right, that that comes with anything. So in case if you're out there, you're thinking that, oh, your wife is not allowing you to do this business because she does not believe in it, or your husband is not allowing you to do it because he doesn't believe in it. So I will tell you that I've been there. All right. So the good story, the good part of this is that, I'm sure my husband probably realized that, okay, I think I have to, it takes time to convince him. And the way I have to convince my husband is not by talking to him. It's just by taking action. If I take action, then I work at it. And then when he sees the result, so it's the result that actually, convinced my husband. So to say, I had no other option than to succeed in this business, right? But there was just no, that I don't see, there's no quitting now. There was no quitting before. There's no quitting now. There's no quitting forever in this business because it needs to succeed. And as a result of that, when he eventually saw the result, yes, he became a business owner, not just a business owner, he's also doing very well in the business right now. So and on his own part, even though I am the one who present myself in the digital space, you seldom see my husband in digital space. I think the only time you might see him on the reel, he's trying to do some reels now. He's doing his 9 to 5 job, and you see him sitting in the canteen and just videoing himself. That's the only thing you will see. He will not talk to you. He will not say anything about the business, but he is doing so well in the business. So what he does is he uses a different marketing system, which I would answer later on. All right. In case for those who are actually watching and they're like, okay, I'm not a social media person. How can I be successful in this business? Don't worry. You have everything. You have all the tools, all the resources here in the business. All right, to guide you through. At this point in time, because I do not want to talk out of point, and I do not want to talk less. So what I would want to do is I would give this opportunity to my fellow sisters here on the screen in the studio with me to ask me any question, and then I'll be able to give answers to them. And then if I need to, I'll add other things. Once again, thank you so much, Sister Ifeoma, and back to you then again.
Thank you so much, Sister Vera, for that brief introduction and your story about how you joined the business. So to keep the ball rolling, I'm going to fire the first question. So my question to you is, you have 6 children. Mm-hmm. You are a married woman. And we've talked so much about balancing your family life and your work and all that. And you're into this business that is so, I wouldn't say fast paced. It is fast paced, but it all depends on how you handle it. So can you
Yeah.
tell us, what is your daily itinerary like? What do you do? Like when you wake up in the morning, you're an entrepreneur, you have 6 children to attend to, you have other things married women do, take care of the home. And how do you organize yourself for a day, like every day? How do you organize yourself?
Thank you so much, Esther. That was a very beautiful and a lovely question. First, I want to make this as human as possible, right? The truth is, you may come to my house and it's not organized. So what I do is I do with priority, right? I can actually have my mop buckets in the middle of my kitchen, all right? And then if I have somebody inquiring about my business and wants to just go in, the person needs my attention. Sorry, I would actually leave that bucket there, close the door, lock the door so the children will not sleep, and I'll attend to that, all right? Another thing I actually do is my children actually come first. If at some point too, it depends, like what I'm trying to get at here is that because I'm my own boss, my business works around my schedule, right? But at the same time, I think one of my success strategies, because I give my time to the people who inquire about the business or my mentees. And this is because I am a believer of integrity. So if I said in my advertisement that I will support you 24/7, right? Everything I said in my advert was actually either even if I read it on the teleprompter, is actually written by me, right? So every single thing that I said there, I am actually liable for it. So at other points, if my kids needs me and somebody is signing a business like the highest forms of business that we have, I would leave the person alone and I will attend to my children, depending on the need, right? But on a normal base, like if I were to just present to you, if I were to, present this question that you asked me, if I were to present it to my professor in school, all right, so that for the sake of passing the exam, right, I'm probably going to give you this. So what I do is that I wake up early. Of course, before I get out from bed, I make sure I pray and then take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. I find out that it is easier for me to take care of the chores when the children are in bed, either before they get out from bed or when they go to bed, right? If I don't do it, then forget it. Throughout the day is like a battle, because I could be cleaning and then one person is running around on the ties, and of course we'll have lots of accidents, and that would mean lots of GP visits or emergency room visits. So in other words, what I do is when I'm doing those jobs, I make sure that the children are away, all right, in bed. Then I create time to, of course, if it's a school day, to have their lunches and everything ready. I prefer to make it from fresh. But where I cannot, I still have to heat them up anyway, prepare their lunches, and when they go to bed, when they go to school, I mean, when I start dropping them at school, and it now depends on my own personal energy at the time, because I woke up early. So if I'm not tired, I go for a walk these days with Sister Doris, right? If I'm not tired, I come back. If I'm tired, sorry, I go back to bed and I have a very good sleep, right? At least 1 or 2 hours just to make up for the time that I woke up earlier for. But other times, on a regular basis, what I do is that is when I have that from 10 o'clock, that's when I have time for my business partners, any inquiries, anything that I have to do with my business. So between 10 a.m. and 12, and that is it. After 12 o'clock, that is it. It's all done for the day, because I have to then prepare for the kids to return from school. And once I have the kids with me from 1:40, sorry, to about 4, 5, and it depends on the day. Other time they have activities, extracurricular activities as well. We have to attend to all those, so we're back again to past 8. So from past 8 again in the night, that's when I actually have time for my business or for anything. So the success actually depends on what I do between those times that I have. I remember before I became very serious with my business, what I do during those times is maybe just lie down and watch reels and watch not really movie. I'm not really a movie person because somehow in my head, I'm sitting down here watching these people, enriching them, and it's not having any value to my life. Like, what are they going to act in that movie that I have not experienced in my 40 something years in life, right? So what are they going to act? Are they going to give me any value? No. So I'm not really a movie person. So, but all of that things that has to do with maybe you're learning something, somebody is, giving you value from, the video, maybe the short video, from one short video to the other because they are free. You just keep scrolling and scrolling, and because before you know it, it's already 2, 3, 4 hours already. Before you know it, it's the alarm clock, ringing for the next activity. So what I do is I just try as much as I can to create those times for different things, but all based on priority.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If you are watching us right now and you are in the same shoes, wondering how you can balance your home, your family, and this business, Vera has given you some tips. I hope you wrote them down and you're going to make use of it. That shouldn't prevent you from joining the business. Everybody in this business, man or woman, has a family. We have husbands, we have wives, we have children, all of us. And we are still doing this business. And some people are having full-time job and doing the business by the side. Some people are students working and still doing the business together with their family. So you are not alone. You can do it. So I'm going to bring up Doris to ask her question. Doris, throw your jab.
Thank you so much, Sister Ifoma. Sister Vera, please, can you tell us how you were able to manage your 6 beautiful kids and this business? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sis. Yes, to be very honest, it is not easy. But one thing I am very grateful for is the fact that I realized, not sooner, but I realized well enough that what I need to change my situation was just to get that extra time for myself. And what I did was, when as soon as I saw what came out from my business at a particular point in time, in my head, I was like, okay, so I have invested so and so time into this, and this is what I got. So no need to go to work. So I just first got that time for myself. So to tell you, I actually quit my job, not because I had, I'd actually achieved everything I need to achieve in the business. No, right? So in case I don't want you to be, confused. I don't want you to be to feel that, oh God, she led us astray, right? I knew it was comfortable for me to leave the job at that time with the little I got from the business, because I knew in my head, like, what I got in this business is like 6 weeks pay. So I am going to quit this job, not picking up extra shift or not picking up any shift for those 6 weeks. Let me see how it goes. And then within those 6 weeks, I was able to have full control of my time. So when I had the full control of my time, the first thing I did with that time was to inculcate these values in my children. That is, one, they now know that if I am going live, they don't come near me. They now know that when mom is doing business, they don't come near me. When it is their time, they get their time 100%. And to be honest, this was how I wanted to raise my children. But I tell you, up till a year ago, I wasn't raising my children the way I wanted it to be. What I mean was, my own was, if they cry, they want devices, go and get it just to keep them quiet. If they want anything, yes, And those things that I when I actually, took this time back, I was able to sit down and then see what their day-to-day activity is like when I'm away at work. And I wasn't very proud of what I had produced. So when this actually came, the first thing was to make sure that I sat them down to tell them about my business, to tell them about, I would call them my own rules. And it was easier for me because there was consistency with first day, second day, third day. Unlike when I used to work, where I would say, okay, Daddy, please tell them they shouldn't watch and the TV or any of their devices between so and so time. And trust me, when I come back, you must have had it all this time because, of course, that is probably overwhelmed with the screams and the shout and everything. So he would just go and just have it and be quiet, which I also did at the time. And I regretted it, but there was just no way I could actually change anything because of my situation at that time. So the way I was able to manage the children and my work was to sit them down. And it took them time because I feel that even though my eldest boy is at least he's a teenager now, but I feel that there are some things that I need to still, I still need to train him, like as because to me, I think I was just absent during those years. And to be honest, that was it. And God help me if I had not opened my eyes, to see what was actually happening, it would have been realized much more later, maybe when they are men. And some people go into marriage, even men, you have to send them, but what kind of mother raised these children? Just because most of us were not at home to actually see the areas where these children needs to be raised, right? So the way I actually manage it is to tell them about my business and then follow through with them, like for maybe for a few days consecutively, just to make sure that they get a hang of what my business is all about. So even sometimes when I don't close the door, they know. They come to the door and they hear me talking like this. I hear them talking to them, say, "Oh, mommy is going to go live," so nobody comes near. So they know that I'm attending to my business, that time. So it made it so easier for me because I had that time freedom. I hope I answered your question correctly, Sister Doris.
Yes, thank you so much. Our viewer out there, you have heard what she said. So if you are thinking to join this business and you are thinking about how you're going to manage it and your children, she has given you the clue on what to do and how to manage it. Thank you very much, Sister Vera. I'm going to hand over back to Sister Ifeoma.
All right, we are back and making progress. So, like Sister Doris said, if you're out there and you are confused whether you should join the business because you don't know how you're going to manage your family and the business, I hope you have learned it now from Sister Vera. So, Salome, can you shoot your question? Vera is ready.
Yeah, Sister Vera, thanks for coming to our program today. I really appreciate it. I want to ask you this question. How has this business impacted your life?
Great question. Thank you so much, sis, for that one. In so many good ways. So many. This business actually brought out the quality that I had that I never even realized I had. This business actually grew me, right? Yeah, in so many ways, and that is personally and professionally. This business has actually taught me one thing. That is, I know usually we hear, oh, you have this patient, but the truth is that let them give you a practical example, like make you live a life of patience. You see that you are nowhere near it. So this business actually taught me that. This business also taught me how to really believe in myself. Like, for so many of us, when we were born, right? We actually came with, of course, our innate, skills and everything. But maybe due to our circumstance or due to whatever we were fed with or whatever we were educated with, very little by little, that just kind of, fades away. And if somebody tells us we are nobody, we'll accept it. If somebody tells us you can't do it, you can't do it, we accept it. If somebody tells you anything, you take it because you don't know your worth, right? So this business actually taught me all those. But the most, the obvious one, right, is the fact that it has impacted my life. Like, when I talked about my family life, prior, I keep saying to people, and I mean it, that maybe if not for this business, I don't think I will be married today. That is just the truth. Even though it looks like, oh my God, what has she just said? Yes, I don't think I'll be married today because at the point at the point that it got to a point, to a breaking point in my life that I just felt that my husband was my problem. Like, I just need to be alone because there was no time to even reason. Because you need time for everything. You need time to cook. You need time to bath. You need time to look good. You need time to apply your makeup. If you don't have enough time, your makeup will just be done haphazardly. You need time to work on your marriage. You need time for everything. So you need time to think. And when that time is being traded for something else, I tell you, I don't think you're just like, maybe like, sorry to say, a zombie, right? So I was at that point where I was not even going to reason above this. What was in my head was, if something is giving you headache, is to let it go, right? But the truth is that it was not my problem. My problem was that I had actually gone to work. I have given out my best, and what I have left is nothing, which is just the rest. And coming home, you're talking about patience. I have exhausted all my patience at work. Like, the way I was actually working in an intellectual disability unit with people from, profound, different kind of disabilities. And then you have to deal with staff who had their own issues. You have to deal with the management, and all those things who had issues. And by the time you come home, there's nothing left again. So there was not that patience. And when you don't have patience in a relationship, as in a marriage, you can actually tell what can actually come of it. Another part was at that point where my husband had to get a job. The way we actually managed that job was, if I am coming back, he's going. So we usually meet ourselves on the road. All right, like he's driving one car, I'm driving the other one. They will be controlling us. Say, where are you now? Have you reached the green pole? Have you reached the, just like that? And then this is how we hand over on the road. You have to now cross the express. You drive there, you go, you take the train, you take, just like that. And tell me what marriage can actually survive in that, with that kind of, situation. Not talk of the other parts. All right. If not for this business, by now my marriage would have, I don't think I'll be married anyway. That is the truth. And another thing that this business has actually done for me is, of course, the financial aspect of it. Right now, the last time I worked in this country was the 30th of August, 2023, right? That was the last shift that I collected. And imagine I have not worked for the government of this country for that long, and bills are still being paid. Things are being, projects are still being taken care of just by this business. So sis, there is a lot that I've actually gained from this business. So apart from just these little ones that I've just mentioned, there are so many others that this business has actually, given to me. Thank you, so much, sis. And back to you, Sister Ifeoma.
Thank you very, very much, Vera. Audience, I am sure you are learning a great deal from our guests today. Our business is not just for money. It actually depends on what you're looking for. Some people come into it because they want time freedom. They want to be able to make their own schedule and work around their family's schedule. Some people come into it because of the financial gain. Some people come into it because they want to have a personal development and growth. There are so many reasons why people are coming into this business. And believe you me, there's nobody that has stepped into this business and is doing what they are supposed to do that has not realized their dream. What we always tell you is, just come with your dream. We don't need anything. Just pay your $149 and come in with your dream, and you will get your dream realized. Whatever it is that is your dream, bring it along. This system is the best in the world, and it will teach you how to get to your dream. Thank you very much, Sister Vera.
My pleasure.
I'm going to call on our other sister, Tochi, Stella Maris Tochi, to ask her own question. Stella.
Why is my picture not showing?
Okay, it looks like the internet has thrown her away, but she's going to come back. I'm very sure of that. Well, we have no control over that. So having, oh, she's back. All right.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much, Sister Vera. Wow, wow, wow. I've learned a lot from most of this your information you've given to us. So my question is, what are the advice you can give those that want to do the business but they are skeptical?
Okay. Thank you so much, sis. Skepticism is okay, right? It is okay, but do not let it, deprive you from whatever goal you have or whatever dream you have. In fact, I said in my story that if my husband was not skeptical, I'll probably be playing with my business right now, right? So it is good to be skeptical, but please, that's your skepticism. Don't just take it and sit on the fence and do nothing about it. So you have to identify what are your skepticisms. One, is it because you doubt that, oh, this business is it looks too good to be true? Yeah. Then go ahead and research about it. Is it because you have been maybe scammed before and it looks similar to what we are presenting to you? Again, have a look at it so that you can tell for yourself. But also know that if you have had that negative experience before, you should actually learn from it. And then when you come into this one, you have to then compare, right? Okay, first you have to look at, okay, what were the steps that this other business that I got involved in that didn't work? What were the steps I took, or what were the steps that were there? One of them, I'm sure, would not be you have a refund. But with this business, you're having a refund. If you pay your 149, you have 30-day money back guarantee. And to me, that was too good to even identify with such negative, skepticism, because nobody who wants to really, swindle you will ask you, we ask to give you back your refund. In fact, I have actually told 3 people this. I said, you know what? If you really want to know if you're going to get, one of them said, okay, I'm actually going to get that money back into my account. And I said, okay, I think I believe in acting. I believe in trying something else and you see for yourself. Okay, what you will do now is just pay that money on me. And then as you're paying it, immediately ask for the refund. And then see for yourself. If you get it back, then you know that what I've told you that is 30 days. But you have to be aware that it's 30-day money back guarantee. All right, that is because you before you go ahead, to take the next action, which is to have a visitation with your coach, right? And if your skepticism is about the fact that you know somebody who has done this business and it did not work for them, I would also prefer to see that person and ask them some of the questions from, okay, if it hasn't worked for you, why is it that it has worked for this lady and I've seen this? Did you do everything that was asked to be done? And if your skepticism is also about, okay, but it has to have a base. Then if it doesn't have a base, I think there's no need to be skeptical. So if those skepticism have a base, then you will hold them in your hand and use it as your point of research. When you have done your due diligence, then you can then go ahead and take action. But one thing I will advise people is, first and foremost, okay, don't you ever come tomorrow and tell me I am quitting my job because Vera quit her job, right? You don't ever quit your job until you see that this thing is actually real, until you see that it is going to work. Look, if you remember what I told you, I saw the amount that came out from the business. I was like, okay, yes, this is it. Then another thing is, you might be sitting out there and you're looking at, okay, I am it's not going to work because it's just for people who speak English. But remember, I'm only speaking English here because we have differences in the languages, right? This is actually an Igbo, platform, right? Mm-hmm. So you can actually go and get in touch with the sisters that you can see on the screen. Ask them how you can actually do this business. You can do it in any language of your choice.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you are also skeptical because you feel that, oh, maybe your skepticism is not coming from you. If it was to be in my own case, just like it could be your spouse, it could be your husband or your wife. The only way you can actually, help that situation is to sit this person down and try as much as you can to talk to them before you go into it. But if it were to be somebody like my husband, if I sit him down from now till 100 years to come, right? Our great grandchildren will probably not have this opportunity that we have today. So, in the case of my husband, I have to take that action and then show him the results, right? So it depends on you. You know who you are. You know who you are dealing with. I know that I can actually get away with it anyway because I know if it were to be some men, they'll probably cause her divorce. Like, oh, she went ahead to do this behind my back, like like that. So you know your man, you know your woman. So you take your time to to take the action, but don't ever at any point sit on the fence and do nothing about your skepticism. Thank you so much, sis. And back to you, Sister Ifeoma.
I am
Thank you very
thinking from
much.
side to side of my mouth. You know, when you talked about, before I go on, I want to recognize Nemlin Dot Dot. She is watching from Canada. Thank you, Nemlin, for being a part of this program. Even though I know you don't oh, we're speaking English. Okay, sorry. You understand what we're saying. I forgot that we have a guest here that doesn't speak our language. So we're speaking English. All right. Thank you for joining us, Nemlin. We appreciate your time. So, like I was saying, Vera, when you talked about your spouse being skeptical and you went ahead and took action, and when he saw the money, it bought him over. A lot of us in this business have the same story. I'm saying this for the benefit of those whose husband are preventing from doing the business. I'm not telling you to do what Vera did or what I'm going to talk about. I mean, we all have different spouses that have different personalities and all that. Just, you know your husband, you know what he's capable of doing, and you know how to handle situations. Do it to suit your marriage. My head coach is one of those who had a skeptical husband, and her husband now is also in the business and the coach. So what she did was, her husband was so skeptical that they were living in a house that has basement. She lives in Canada. So she said once her husband comes from job, her husband was doing 3 jobs and she was doing 2 jobs. So she gets home before him. She will make food, something that he loves. He will eat. She will, stay with him and encourage him to go to bed. As soon as he goes to bed, she sneaks down to the basement and starts doing her business in the basement. She will put like 1 hour, 2 hours, and she will go. So her husband had no idea that she was doing anything until the checks started coming in. So when she saw that the checks were coming in, she will send her husband to the mail to go and check the mail. He will come back with checks. Where is this check from? Oh, from the business I told you about. Business? Yeah, the business I talked about. So he was seeing so many checks. And he was like, he said himself that every morning before his wife gets up, he's already at the mail because he knew there will be check there. And he will always come back with checks. So he now started thinking, oh, this business is real. Okay. And he said when they appeared on my program for interview, the wife said to him, I always tell him that if he was not skeptical, maybe we would have gone further than where we are today. He said, yes, I agree. And I thank you very much for not listening to me when I wanted to stop you. Yeah, so money can suit. Somebody said that when couples fight, it is for nothing else except the fact that there's no money.
Yeah.
That when there is money, that couples hardly fight.
Yeah.
Which is true, which is what Vera has testified to, giving her own situation. So, somebody's at my door. I don't have the time right now. So anyway, I want to end this here because we've taken so much of your time. We didn't start early though, but we have taken some time of you. So I want to say a great thank you. I have 1,000,001 questions to ask Vera. I wish we started early, but we're going to have her here again one of these days, so I can ask
Absolutely.
all the questions that I have. She has given you advice. If you are out there, you're skeptical. I have people who have paid 149 and they are sitting on the fence. They are doing nothing. If you are there and you are one of those who have paid 149, or you are just one of those who is skeptical, come on. There is something they call due diligence. Don't just sit down and do nothing. Get information. I'll tell you what I did. When I wanted to join this business, because I wanted time, mine was time. I needed time freedom with my children, because it got to a point when my children started falling in love with their nanny and didn't want me because I was hardly around. So I had to look for a way to salvage my family. So when I found this business, I called the person who ran the ad that I saw. We connected and we started. I wanted to know 1,000,001 things about the business, but she wasn't forthcoming. She said, pay your 149. Once you pay your 149, you will get answers to all your questions. And you know the good thing? If you are not satisfied, your 149 will be refunded to you in full within 30 days. I said, okay, why not? It's just 149. I paid the 149. I didn't pay it because I was so rich. I just wanted to have information to be able to take a decision. If I had said no, just watching that webinar is enough. No, that's a lie. You don't have a decision, rather enough information to take an informed decision. So I wanted to take an informed decision, so I don't start regretting later if I had known. So I went ahead and paid my 149, and she sent me all the videos. I watched the videos. I got every information I needed. I went underground and started making research on my own. It took me a month. Just at the nick of my payment expiring, I came back to her. By then, I had gotten every information I needed to know if it was a scam, if it was something I wanted to do. I had got all my information. I think it was 2 days to the expiration of my 149. I called her up. She said, "Oh, are you still there?" I said, "Yeah." "Where have you been?" I said, "I'm making my research." She started laughing. So she said, "Okay, so what do you think? You want your money back?" I said, "No, I want to go ahead." "You sure?" I said, "Yes, I want to go ahead. I've got every information." So you have time. If somebody tells you it is a scam, find out for yourself. You're an adult, have your own mind. Make your own research, do your due diligence, ask questions. You have every information in the videos that you have been supplied. Use those information to gather more information about the business. Then when you are taking a decision, know that you will not regret whatever decision you are taking. So that is my little advice to you. If you're still sitting on the fence, this business is transformational, really, not just in money, in every aspect of life, depending on what your dream is anyway. So we are going to bring this to an end so that I can let my guest go. She has another go live that she's going to be doing shortly after this. Thank you very much for Vera, and thank you to everybody who is a part of this, who participated, and who is going to be watching the replay. We love you. We appreciate the fact that you give us your time every Saturday, no matter what. We thank you so much. God bless you. And to my business partners who come with me to this program every day, I thank you all for giving your time and your dedication to this program. Vera, we will come back to you some other time. Okay? Thank
It's
you.
my pleasure, sis. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.